On this episode, we're going to be talking about India and how they plan to land on the moon later this year. It's going to be on September 6th of 2019, and they will have a moon lander, they will have a rover, they'll have an orbiter. So get ready for that. And before I get into that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been subscribing to the podcast. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all of the support. Without you, I couldn't do this. And they're going to launch this in July. There's a launch window of July 9th to July 16th of this year, with an expected moon landing on September 6th, 2019. So they're already making modules for this. They're getting ready for this. And they're putting the final pieces into place. It has 3 modules: the orbiter, the lander, and the rover. The orbiter and lander modules will be interfaced mechanically and stacked together as an integrated module and accommodated inside the GSLV Mk3 launch vehicle. The rover is housed inside the lander, and once it reaches the lunar orbit, it's called the Chandrayaan-2, by the way, the Vikram will separate from the orbiter and soft land at the predetermined site close to the south pole of the moon, which has never been explored by other countries. And once it lands on the moon on September 6th, the rover Prayaan will come out of it and roll out onto the lunar surface for 300 to 400 meters. It'll spend 14 Earth days on the moon for carrying out different scientific experiments, and there will be 13 payloads in the spacecraft. 3 payloads in the rover, and the other 10 payloads in the lander and orbiter. The rover will analyze the content of the surface and send data and images back to Earth through the orbiter within 15 minutes of landing on the lunar surface. This is going to be amazing. So September 6th, it's going to be landing on the lunar surface, and 15 minutes after it lands, we'll be getting some images. We'll be seeing the south pole of the lunar surface like we've never seen it before. And there was a little bit of a setback, right? The lander suffered some damages during a test flight, and that's what kind of delayed this launch at first. So they missed a couple deadlines last year. There's a few design changes that happened, and the launch of India's second lunar mission was initially planned in April of last year, but it kept deferring it because the complexities involved with the mission. And the lander suffered a fracture in one of its legs during a test earlier this year, and India had also almost lost the race to Israel to become the 4th country in the world after Russia, the United States, and China to land a spacecraft on the moon. However, with Israel's Bereshit failing to land on the moon in April of this year, April 12th, I believe, this moon landing on September 6th, if it's successful, will make India the 4th country in the world to land on the moon.